Colby, you know what every van needs?
What's that?
A roadie. See, it's just not funny. Like this. That was a pity laugh, and I hated it. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Healthy music.
Welcome to a new month. Colby, would you like to introduce the month's theme?
So, yeah, I saw the trailer to this, and the trailer ends saying 100% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like, I now have to watch this movie, and let me do some research, because if we can make this whole month 100 critic score, Rotten Tomatoes, then nobody can complain that these are bad movies.
Oh. This is definitely going to be a mixed bag. This one. So what's the theme?
100%
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes critic score 100.
Certified fresh.
Certified fresh.
And so before we introduce what the movie is, we got the first segment where I Dr. Seuss you guys a trailer. Who said that punk was dead? Not old Uncle Peckerhead. As we follow a band of three from the Garden State of New Jersey, will Mel, Scott, and Judy be peachy? I see. It's just there was supposed to be a rhyme there. I just couldn't find it how to end it with Judy. Cause punk tunes ain't the only thing trailing behind as bodies hit the floor when we're along for the ride. Duh. Today we're going to be talking about the 2020 Uncle Peckerhead.
Yep.
This is like a festival movie.
Calgary.
Got
released at the Calgary Film Festival.
Canada got it first.
Yep.
No, I was kidding. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get like some more recognizable Canada.
It was actually supposed to be a headliner, and then the film festival got coroned.
Yeah.
And then they did it virtually.
Oh.
They did a virtual film festival, and so that was how it got.
That's kind of dicey.
Right?
Because you're like, all right, I'm going to watch it on my computer, and then I'm going to record it with my phone.
Screen capture,
yeah.
Yep, and publish.
And it's funny now that you say that it got canceled from the coronavirus. I just can't imagine how many other movies have faded into obscurity because of the Rona.
Yeah, unfortunate. That was an unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad also too because I knew this is like a Canadian movie. Just you could tell when a movie's from Canada, and I was like, I was kind of sad that we didn't get any more, just like noticeable Canadian faces like Jay Broshile, maybe Ryan Reynolds.
Just a little cameo walk through.
Maybe he owed the director.
Yep. No, this cast is sparse on
notable people.
On
this
on their IMDb pages, they all are in like one or two things. Uncle Peckerhead, he is. I guess to keep it a little cleaner, we'll just call him UP.
UP. Wait, is Peckerhead a bad thing? Is that a slur?
Yeah, a pecker's a penis.
Oh. Such an old. I guess maybe in my mind it was such an old.
Oh, he's an old guy. That would totally have been what. He's a dickhead.
Yeah. Oh, see, generational gap.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny at work. My coworker's about your age, and and then I always kind of rip on her, like 10 years really does matter.
Right? It does.
I was rocking puka shells. You were rocking ankle bracelets.
Right. Yes.
The 90s. You know what? Then say what people will say what you will about the 90s. They were kind of very daring as far as fashion.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's more
well,
diverse.
Well, no, because we went from like huge hair 80s
Yeah.
and like fluorescent colors to like flannels, grunge, greasy
yeah.
look.
Yeah, but then like,
like-
other community like like if you were into like rap or hip hop, you dress a certain way. California beachwear was different. New York, everything. Now it's kind of like everyone kind of looks the same, dress wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause so like you said like hip hop rap.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you say that I'm like immediately my head goes back to like the full one color jumpsuits with the white stripe with the little Kango hat.
Are you talking about what's it called, the Adidas tracksuit?
Yes.
I had them.
Adidas before Nike was a thing. Nike.
Oh, right. I had them. I had that. I had the baggy pants. I grew up with my cousins and they were into it. So that's now it's kind of like the same. I wouldn't say completely, but but let's get into this movie, Uncle Peckerhead. We open up with a scene of a eviscerated body.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay, this is coming out the gate. I was like, I didn't know what kind of movie this was going to be. I didn't watch the trailer. I was like, I want to be surprised. All right. And so, eviscerated body, and what's it called? A palm reaches out to the cheek to grab a little cheek meat,
Well, yeah, pulls the jaw off.
Yeah. And we see him drive away into a van, and you're like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, we cut to a bakery.
Yep.
What? We see somebody quitting their job. Obviously, I think the owner, I'm pretty sure, is the guy who's like, oh, Judy, the scones that you made.
Right, yeah, he's obviously has some big old crush on her.
Big old crush. And he's like, your scones were a symphony of flavors and all that. So, well, come on, Bertha, say something. He's like, your scones suck. But at least you did your job. And this girl, Judy, she's like, I want to leave. And as they're in the middle of their speeches, she opens the door and it rings, and they're like, awkward.
Right, yeah, it's just like, I have to go. The world needs me.
Yes, Judy has a very, it's funny, like throughout this movie, I was like, I do not like Judy. But no, she sees across the street, there's this theater, and they're putting up, they're putting up the letters to the sign, and she goes to bother this guy named Amir, who is the director, I guess.
The promoter, yeah.
Promoter. And she's like, hey, I see what's happening. Maybe do you guys need a headliner, or do you need someone to fill in? And he's like,
it's bands like,
Yeah.
and you could tell it's punk bands because she's like, I see that Squid Pussy is no longer going to be playing.
oh yeah, I forgot the other guy's is Piss Army or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what a name, dude. And he's like, Judy, get out of here. Like, it's very obvious that Judy has bothered this man to oblivion.
Right.
And she's like, come on here. Like you said, I needed a demo. We have a demo.
You said we needed more experience. We are going on our first tour this weekend.
And he's like, fine. Do not call me. If you call me anytime before Friday morning, I will toss this away.
Right, I'm burning your demo.
Yeah. And she's like super hyped. She goes home. On the door it says House of Duh.
Because that is the name of their band.
Yeah. Well, duh, right? Not just
Duh.
It's not yet. Not. I was like, is she a part of? Is the name of the band the House of Duh?
That would work too.
That's
but no,
pretty
just
cool. Yeah. Okay. So like, a little sidetrack thing. Did you ever like think about like, oh, if I ever have a band, what would you name it?
Yes.
Oh, what are some? Do you remember?
Dinkus and the Machine. That was going to be the name of my band if I ever learned how to play an instrument.
Wait, who was going to be Dinkus?
Whoever was the lead singer. I was possibly me. I don't know, but that was the name of my imaginary band thing.
I think me and my friend came up with what it was like. Send nudes. That was like, it was pretty early on. It was before the NOODZ nudes.
Oh.
So we're like, or what's it called? Queen farts. Because, we were fans of Freddie Mercury. Like, oh, we love Queen. But, like, just to kind of shit on Britain a little bit. Yeah, Queen fart.
Right. See, like, we're a little bit different era here. So I'm like more like, it was going to be more like a little techno kind of, that's what it was, Dinkus and the Machine. It wasn't just like.
Oh, now that I think about it, Queef Queens would have been better.
Yes.
Because QQ,
right, that could have been your logo, and you could have had it like on a shirt and made it look like boobs. Just boobs with like a saggy nipple, this little cube, the Q tail.
Right. If I swear to God, if I see a punk band with this name, you guys owe us some money.
Right. You at least got to promote us at one of your...
All right. Okay, but so she goes inside. She sees her lead singer, Max, on the floor. And she's like, what are you doing? We're supposed to be packing up. We all quit our jobs. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Packing is so stressful. So I got some weed. But then the weed made me so tired. And I was like, oh, I got to go to sleep now because of the anxiety of packing got to me. We have the drummer, Mel, who is a very aggressive... Just, a very loud, aggressive, in your face.
She reminded me a lot of the...
She's very punk.
The girl who... Oh, my God.
From American Pie?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. I think she's like on a new show called Poker Face. Apparently it's really good.
Oh, yes.
Same girl, yeah.
Where she can tell if somebody's lying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very same kind of character, right?
Yeah.
And then so like they're super hype. They're like, yeah, we're gonna go on tour. Woo! So they go outside. They go try to look at the van. Sorry, van's getting repoed. Oh, I forgot to mention the House of Does getting an eviction notice.
Right.
So
and Max is like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, this creditor's called all week last week.
You didn't think that was an important thing to say?
Apparently, like she was the only one working, and she was working at a bakery.
Yeah, she was probably the only one working steady.
Yeah.
So now they're like, how are we going to go on our tour dates? And I'm like, damn, how big is this tour going to be? Who are they touring with? But no, and so like they
6 cities in 7 days.
Yeah, that's a tall order.
Right.
And I was like, well, what 6 cities can they get to in 7 days in a...
We forget that we're in Vegas and like Henderson's the only city close enough to drive to.
Summerlin. Buffalo, Bullhead.
Right, yeah. But you get to like
These are all
New York,
dive
New
bars.
Jersey area, and you're like, oh yeah, there's 12 cities hitchhiking distance from here.
So they make up some flyers. They start to put on people's vans, like, hey, can we borrow your van? I'm like, fuck no.
So random, yeah.
But hey, maybe that is very true to the spirit of punk. It's
yeah,
the alternative hippie kind of thing. So I feel like I'm gonna get massive tweets about like, punk is not alternative hippie. But if you think about it, like throughout this movie, they're kind of just bumming houses, like. Very hippie, sorry, but they've put one on a church van. I call those 15 seaters church vans.
Yes, I can totally see that.
Funny enough, I grew up with one of those. My uncle had it from like the 70s.
Okay,
and it's like those things are like tanks, but like my uncle had taken off like the other 3 rows and had put a bed. And I was like, now that I think about it, I was like, that's kind of creepy. But I love my uncle, so I think the best of him.
Yep.
But no, this guy comes out. He's like, hey, did you put this flyer on my windshield? This is my property. It's a great white North accent.
It's like a Louisiana kind of.
Or we don't know if it's a Canadian hillbilly.
Oh, yeah. True.
Oh, no, but they're from New Jersey. Sorry.
Right.
So, yeah.
But that's how I kept thinking. It's kind of like that Louisiana kind of.
You got that twang.
Yeah.
He's like, you put that on my property. Louisiana, I'm so sorry, guys. But no, and he's just like, well, like, you know, what is this about? And Judy's like, well, you know, we're going to go on tour for 6 cities in 7 days, and we're just looking for a van. Can we borrow your van?
What? You guys are in a band?
I bet you guys rip.
Yeah.
But then they start getting weirded out by him because he starts to go, like, delve deeper into his, like, life.
Right.
And they just walk away. But he comes around. Well, this is after he says, you can't take my van. This is my home. But he whips back around. And he's like, well, hey, you guys need a roadie?
Well, because in the background, you see some police cars driving.
Yeah. He's like, you guys need a roadie? You know, if you guys just pay for gas, give me, you know, throw me a couple bucks, you know, buy some food.
Buy some food.
Then yeah, I could do it. And so they're like, okay.
Right.
Okay, because they're already late.
Yeah.
Right? And so they get back to the house. Mel is like, okay. And they start to pack up. And they go to their first gig. And, you know, they stop by a gas station. Judy and Peckerhead have a conversation. And he's like, can we go a little bit faster? He's like, whoa, I can't break the law.
And I like she's like oh, hey, yeah, I want to introduce you to the band, but I didn't get your name. And he's like, you can call me Peckerhead. And she's like, no, Peckerhead's not your name. He's like, it's the only thing my dad called me till the day he died.
Oh, see, now that makes so much more sense. Because I was like, that's just his name, whatever, man. Like, I've heard the term pecker for penis.
Yeah.
I just didn't put it together.
Yeah.
No, but they get to the venue and it's closed. It's 5 o'clock. Loading was supposed to be at 5, but it's closed. So, you know, we get like this little lull in the movie. They're like kind of just like, you know, Max is jamming on his guitar, and all of a sudden the guy comes and he's
Pecker, UP is out just kind of like walking around the little grassy area, and the girl starts kind of digging through the car.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she finds
the very important
in the glove box like some syringes and like a little like medical bag.
Yeah, those are like what's it called? Diabetes medicine, insulin.
Yeah.
They that's what like insulin packs kind of look like. And so yeah.
But it could also look a little like heroin.
Heroin. Nah. We don't got that pharmacy grade heroin, you know. No, but yeah, so the promoter comes and he's like, "Oh yeah, you guys can start loading." Whatever. How much time you guys have?
Yeah, no, he's like the promoter's total dick. Just like walks in, just like walks past them, doesn't say anything, and they're like, "Hey, I talked to you on the phone. We're the band."
Yeah.
And he's like, "So?"
He's like, all right, do you guys have 3 hours? She's like, no, we got a solid 20.
Yep, we could maybe do 22 with a Misfits cover.
And he's like, what the hell?
He's like, because you're the only band playing. Sound starts at 6 or at 9.
Yeah. And so we there's a lot of fast cuts in this movie, also because it's a pretty low budget movie, so fast cuts are kind of expected. But they start to like sort of perform, but there's only like 4 people in there. It is like a very sad dive bar. Like, I feel like this is the last bar you go to before you are like, all right, I will kill myself.
Right. Yep.
But you know, they try anyway, and they get through their set. Judy goes to the promoter and she's like, hey, you gotta pay us. And he's like, well, it's $1 a head. You only have like 4 heads in here, so here's $3.
Yeah.
And so she goes outside defeated. She hands everybody $1 except for Uncle Peckerhead. But Uncle Peckerhead's like looking kind of mad. He's like, well, hey, how about before we go, let me go use the restroom.
Yeah. What time is it?
Yeah.
2 minutes. 2 minutes to midnight.
Yeah.
Well, let me go inside and go to the bathroom before we leave.
Yeah. And then, you know, so they're waiting. Max is like, well, I guess he's ripping it. And Judy goes, and then she starts hearing a noise.
Yeah, you know, I was like, he's ripping it, and the other girl's like, yeah, I hope he's shitting all over the place.
Now that you say it, it's like foreshadowing. But yeah, Judy goes in. She hears a noise. She opens the door. Promoter's getting eaten by old UP.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet makeup on him.
Right.
As his little transformation, she goes out. She's screaming. She's like, "Oh my God, he's eating him! He's eating him!" They're like, "What's going on, Uncle?" Oh yeah.
Where's the car keys? We gotta get out of here. And they're like, "There's UP's got the car keys because it's his van."
And so Unc comes out. He's covered in blood.
He's like, "What do you guys? What's all the hubbub about?"
I saw the hoopla about. And she's like, "Well, she said that you ate somebody.
You killed him." I didn't kill nobody. I just wanted to give him one little pop to the face for being rude to you,
to my friends, to my band." Yeah. And
she's like, "No, it was not a pop to the face. There was guts all over the walls. You were eating him."
And Mel's like, "All right, let me just go in there." And she's like, Unc is like, "Well, all right, hold on." But we get to cut them inside, and they're like looking at the body like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "Listen, it kind of just happens." And then she brings up the syringes with the heroin. Like she thinks it's heroin.
Right. She's like, "Are you diabetic?"
Yeah, she's like,
"No."
Yeah, it's like, "You're doing heroin." She's like, "No, those are my sedatives, so I could shoot them up at 12, and that way it could pass."
Yes. So I could sleep through it.
Yeah. And so they end up going to a motel. Obviously, Judy is like freaked out. She is not sleeping.
And they got to go to a motel because he was like, after I killed him, I took all his money.
Oh, yeah, that was at the diner. I'm not going to lie. I was watching this last night, and I was like, oh, man, strawberry and pancakes look so good right now. Eating while watching disgusting things doesn't bother me. But yeah, and then it's funny. Max roomed with Uncle Pecker.
Yep.
Funny, weird situation happening. He's like taking a dump, and UP is brushing his teeth
right next to him, and they're talking. He's like, "Hey, I got Pecker. I got Peck." He starts calling him Peck. "Hey, Peck, I gotta ask you, what does a person taste like?" And he's like, "Well, some of them taste like dog shit, but some of them taste sweet like watermelon."
And he's like, "Oh, all right." But what's it called? Judy's like, "Hey, we know a guy. He agreed to let us stay in his spot."
Yep.
All right. He's the band. What's it called? Acid Party, or Piss Party, Piss Army.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And Mel's like, "What kind of band? What kind of headquarters is this for a band?" And he's like, "Oh, what is she like?" And he's like, "Well, it's he." You know? And so in comes like freaking, I don't know, hippie Jesus. I don't know, something that, like, okay, I like girls with doe eyes. Those are like the big old round eyes.
Right.
Very cute. Men with doe eyes, creepy.
Yeah.
Very serial killer. But Judy is obviously very attractive.
Right. Oh, yeah. And I didn't realize at that point that Max was gay. And Max is also very attracted to him.
Wait, is he gay?
Oh, he is hardcore hitting on him the entire time.
Well, I thought, sometimes you got like a man crush. You're like, "Oh, you're fucking gorgeous." Back in high school, we had a...
Well, but then he tells the little story about being in love with his camp counselor.
I did not realize this. Like, totally flew over my head.
Maybe bye.
It's funny because, back in high school, we had this French kid who was like an exchange student. And I was like, "Man, you are gorgeous." All right, with that French accent, he's like, "Whoa, I'm not gay." And I was like, "I'm not gay either. I'm just saying you're a good-looking guy."
Right, yeah, I'm not gay.
Yeah.
I'm just, but when I was in prison for multiple years, you'd be a good cellmate.
Yeah, I was like, every girl was in love with this French kid. So,
Yeah.
But no, Judy is super in love with this guy, and so they kind of have a day of it. They're hanging out. They're by the pool. I guess this makes a lot more sense. Like, this guy, Piss Army, is like squeezing this football water sprayer thing into Max's face, and he's taking it like a champ.
Yeah. He's like, I bet you do a really, really good jackknife.
I was like, okay, that was kind of zesty. No,
But it is like it's a little. I could see what you because he's a Max
very
acts like a little kid
Yeah.
with like a adult that he thinks is super cool.
Yeah, that's what I was like looking
He's
at
like
it as.
he's like Stewart from Mad TV. He's, oh, hey, look at me! Ha! He jumps in the pool, kind of.
And he does that while, like, what's it called? Piss Army is talking to Judy. They're kind of hitting it off. They're about to kiss, but, you know, UP swims up and he's like, I think it's about time for my shots.
Right.
And she's, like, super annoyed. So she injects him. He's sleeping in the van. He chooses to. And so she walks back in and he's like, hey, what's going on?
Right. And she thinks she's missed her chance. And he's still all like, hey, I'm over here just hanging out on the couch if you want to talk.
Yeah, and she's like has a shirt off, and she's like, "You want to put a shirt on?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, it's my house. If I don't want to put a shirt on," and he's like, "No, I think I'm fine." And all of a sudden, they start doing it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, is there gonna be boobs? No boobs." But as they're doing it,
and as attractive as he is, not a good lovemaker.
not very good, you know, like he's like, well, like if we don't know how the initial thing goes on, because at first she's enjoying it, she's like kind of into it, but then she's looking outside the window and UP is in their demon mode,
Right, looking in the window like, oh yeah.
and then so maybe that threw her off, but the dude is like completely like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come. He's like, oh yeah.
And she's like, what? You didn't give me a warning? No.
All up inside her. First of all, fellas, you guys got to get your Kobe Bryant step back, your James Harden step back game on point.
Yep.
To pull out. But no, she freaks out. She runs outside, and UP is still in the car.
Yep.
So maybe she's freaking out. Maybe she's like, all right, maybe it's just in my head, right?
Yeah.
And so they go to like another what's it called, another performance.
Right.
But before the performance, Judy's on some bench smoking a cigarette, and this guy with the horrendous nose ring comes over, and he's like, "Is that a cigarette? Oh, thank God." They kind of have like a chat, but it is a very not so good chat because he's like, "We're better than you."
Yes, that's how it
Yeah,
is. It's
yeah.
very much a, oh, how cute. You're in a band too?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And she's like, whatever. And he tries to steal her cigarettes. He's like, hey, give me back my cigarettes.
Yeah. Yep.
So they go to another performance. I believe it's, well, I forgot which one it is, but it's before the cabin performance.
Yeah.
But they have a little decent performance at this little club. And UP is like, sitting down by the merch, and he's like, all right, let me get everybody into it.
Right, because they're playing, and the audience is all just kind of like chit-chatting with each other.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how you do.
It is like a really... It's like... That's the most moving part of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
you see how frustrated UP is getting that people aren't paying attention.
Yeah.
And he kind of like... corrals them into like the mosh pit and gets them dancing, and then once they get into it, they're like, oh hell yeah, this band's rocking.
And to be honest, kind of want the soundtrack because they don't sound half bad.
Yeah, I know, this is like top 3 fictional bands in my opinion.
Right next to Monkeys and Spinal Tap. Yeah, no, and then after like they're trying to sell the merch. Judy kind of sucks at selling, but UP was able to sell out a whole box, 45 demos at the gate, and people keep coming to them, and they're like, they're saying like, oh hey, you guys rock, your music's pretty dope. I can't wait to see what comes next.
Yeah.
It's always what comes next, right? And so like they get contracted for another situation, another awkward meeting at the bench. The guy from like Dominion Realm. Is like, I saw that you guys are actually headlining us.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, that's a mistake. So if you want to just come with me inside, we can have the promoter switch that up because,
because I'm, I write the songs, I produce everything, I master everything. I'm basically Prince reincarnated.
Right, with an ugly ass nose ring and. The weakest mohawk.
Oh, it is the saddest. Just shave, dude. That's all I can think about is like, that is not a mohawk. Even a faux hawk would be better with thicker hair, but you're just losing. You just don't want to let go, man.
Right. Yep.
And she's like, no, because we rock. We're going to kill it. And I was like, okay, this must be a pretty big venue. And then we go to it. It's not like a cabin. I was like, man, if this is what they mean by paying dues, this definitely paying dues right here, right? What's it? But she sorry before, I think it was before this or after this. No, it was before this cabin performance. She does call Amir back at the what's it called, the music hall.
Oh, right.
And she's like, "Did you listen to it?" She's like, "Whoa, a whole 10 minutes almost went by before you even called me. I thought you weren't gonna call, Judy." And he's like, "You know what? I actually listened to it. You guys actually sound pretty cool." So, and what's it called? Oh, and then this record label lady was gonna be there. She's like, obviously, she was like from a band.
But yeah, she's gonna be the drummer from one of the bands that's playing.
Yeah,
also is a partner in a record label. So they're like, oh, if we can impress her, because she's gonna be there, we might be able to get a record deal, because they've done 2 albums with Turd Toilet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure why it was like 4 bands that they said a Turd Toilet stuck in my head. I was like, oh yeah, I would listen to them.
Oh, but yeah, so they're obviously super excited, and so yeah, they do this performance after Dominion Realm, which first that was like spoken word, and I'm like, no, I'm not listening to an album of you.
Oh, right.
That was not great, my guy. But no, what's it called? Doug comes up and they rock out.
Yep.
Without the help of UP gathering people, they have a pretty decent performance. They're hanging out after the performance, and before, it's funny because Max, the lead singer, he has like a anxiety of talking.
Yes.
And so this time he kind of kills it. He's like, hey, this is going to be our last song. We want to go ahead and dedicate this to our boy right there, Peck. And if anyone has a place for us to stay for the night, that would be totally awesome. Kills the little, banter, right?
Right, because the first 2 times he starts to talk and he's very stuttery and just kind of rambly, and then the girl on the drums is just like, forget this,
super punk,
kind of the redheaded girl from Scott Pilgrim.
Oh yeah,
they kind of like very screams.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, yeah. So like after the performance, they're having beers. The girl comes up and she's like, "Hey, if you guys still need a place, I'm totally down to host you guys."
Yeah, my grandma's got an extra room.
Yeah, but you guys will be the second band kind of being here. And so they get there, and it's Dominion Realm.
Yep.
And it is super awkward.
And they're all like, well, there's 2 rooms. We're just going to take the bigger one because we're guys and we have more testosterone, more body size than you guys. So, and they're just like, who cares?
Yeah, they're like, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the band kind of like lets Peck have the bedroom.
Right.
And they're like, hey, we're going to just go ahead and sleep on the living room. You got to have the bedroom. You're probably pretty tired. And so, like, Judy's like, are you guys going to help me? All right, whatever. She comes back, and, like, Max is gone. And so she goes into the Dominion Realm room, and, like, Max is tied up.
Yep.
And then they tie both of them up, and they're like, this is what's going to happen. We're going to headline that music hall. We're going to tell them that you guys chickened out because you're chicken shit. The girl knocks. She's like, hey, can you guys like keep it down? Because my grandma does have to go to sleep to go to work. I was like, oh, geez, grandma's still working. And then after that, they're like, all right, and that's what's going to go down. Sorry. Before that actually happened, though, they do learn that Uncle Peck has not been taking his meds, because on the news it says like, all these bodies have been fallen.
Right, and it's like there just happens to be a body found in like each city that they've been to.
So that's where they freak out, and then that's where they go look for Max into the Dominion room. So after that, Peck comes and he's demoned out, and then all of a sudden we get a straight cut into them going to the music hall, and they all look messy. The grandma and the granddaughter are in the back of the van, and then we have
tied up.
Yeah, and then we have this clip of Peck just completely decimating these bandmates.
Yeah,
it was terrible. Poop was there. He pooped on somebody. He pooped on everybody.
Yeah, fire hose sprayed out of his booty hole.
Yeah, nothing but fatalities for the band members.
Yeah,
and then
a fate worse than death.
and then pooped on everything.
Yeah.
And so they get to the venue, and Amir's like, "You guys are like 30 minutes late for sound check. What the hell?"
Right, and you smell like crap.
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, mud and this and that," and he's like, "All right, well, just go ahead, get ready for sound check," you know. And then so after that, she actually meets up with the drummer that she had been hoping for, and she's like, "Hey, I heard you guys' demo. I think you guys are right up our alley. We want to do something with you guys. Like, how about we meet up next week? We'll talk logistics, and I'm just really excited." And she's like super hyped. This is everything that she's been hoping for. But then all of a sudden she sees Peck. Now during this time she thought like, okay, like you're gonna drop us off and we're done.
Right. Yeah, and then you're gonna take the once you drop us off, you're gonna take the grandma and the daughter and
take him back home.
Yeah.
And and we're done. And she comes in, she's like, "What are you doing here? Get out of here." And he's like, "Well, we're a family. We're all friends." And he's like, "No, band vote. Peck is gone." And they all like, "Yeah, you're gone, man." He's like, "Whoa, I don't think you guys know what you guys want. I don't think you guys are thinking straight." And so he's like, "Oh, I guess you guys got to go up." So they strap up, and then Uncle Peck is like, "Shh, don't worry about it." But then the police come, and he like fades into the back.
Right. Yeah, just disappears into the crowd.
And I was like, "What is going on?" I thought it was like a fever dream that's happening right now because like she's obviously conflicted by this whole situation. And then no, they get courted, they get locked up
right
for 7 months.
Yeah.
And they're able to get out on the thing of like, "Oh, we were held hostage by this guy."
Right. And the grandma and the daughter were like, "Yeah, no, they didn't do anything to the other band. It was all this weird guy who was driving the van.
This weird old man.
This thing."
Yeah, thankfully, he didn't kill the two.
Oh, right.
Because, I'm surprised he didn't. And so they get out, they are able to all get out at the same time. They come back together. They somehow got the house that they got evicted from back, and they kind of like just go back to it.
Right. Hey, and you know what? I guess being punk, going to jail is just like a badge of honor.
Oh man, even way more like punk rock.
Yeah, and I guess that makes you also world famous.
Yeah,
the police pull you off the stage while you're playing. Now your name's plastered across every news station in the country.
Duh goes to jail.
Yep.
Duh. Not convicted, held hostage by demons.
Yep, exactly.
So it's almost like if they were like a metal band, you were God mode at that point. Yeah. But like as a performer, they're kind of killing it. It's a pretty big venue. People are actually listening, dancing, just really into it. And Judy starts to stare into the crowd, and she sees good old Uncle Peck.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we start to hear screams.
Right. It kind of fades into the credits as like the band starts to play, and then all of a sudden you start hearing screams.
Yeah. So I don't know if it happened or not.
Right.
We never know.
Yep.
But let's get to our other segment. We got the high star and the low star. I was gonna go around. I was gonna get some Rotten Tomato reviews, but they were all like full on articles.
Okay. Yeah.
So
we got an 8 out of 10. Not as bad as I first thought it would be. Cast aside the fact that Judy is more mom than rocker, or the guitarist comes across as a buffoon rather than a riot boy in Shy Boy's clothing, I'm sure the character was meant to be. Then this film was a hidden gem. The tunes are good, the editing paced, and the writing sharp. Well worth the effort. Oh, whoever thought a fellow who looks like an accountant wearing sheepskin, gelled up hair with a ring in his nose is punk needs to be bitch slapped.
Solid 8.
Solid 8.
We got a 1 out of 10. Can't believe I watched this crap. This film was utter drivel and looked like it was filmed with a minimum of thought. It was one of those simple films that really had nothing going for it. The acting was absolute tripe, and what was worse than the film was watching it to the end. I don't know why I did, but I did. Anyway, I give it a overrated 1. That's pretty rough.
That is harsh.
Yeah. I think this movie slots in perfectly into like what's it called? Deathgasm.
Yes.
Evil Dead 2.
Right.
Very like a dark comedy.
Yep.
Kobe, what are some of the things that you wanted to talk about?
Man, I enjoyed this movie a lot. There was so many like cute little parts, Judy's like the main girl, and there's so many like cute little parts where like after she's having sex with Piss Army, and then she sees like Peckerhead outside like in demon form.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, it was after he came and was like, "Oh hey Judy, it's time for my insulin."
Yeah.
And like she thinks he cock blocked her,
Yeah.
and you could see her just standing outside of his van while he's sleeping, and she's just like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
I like that when they like departed from Piss Army's house, she left them an invoice for the Plan B.
Yep. Yes, that was good. Exactly. I was gonna say that too.
Yeah. Did you look
when she left? When she was leaving the diner,
Yeah.
she put her apron into the trash can.
Like you could just give that back.
Right. It's definitely a company apron.
She was like, "Fuck this place. Fuck you guys. Here's your apron." I pissed in all the scones. Something like that. I mean, like, you know, I sometimes it's hard to be mad at a place that at least gave you a reliable paycheck.
Right.
Hate it as you may, at least you got a paycheck, right?
Right. You get excited. You got a tour going.
Yeah.
You got a demo out, man. You're like, nope, we made it. Well, we don't need to waste our time with this stupid minimum wage job. We're full on rocking from now on.
Right. And you know, it's funny. Like as I was watching this movie, you know, she says this thing at the beginning of the movie. She's like, "This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna kill it on tour. Amir is gonna love our demo."
Yep.
And then the drummer from this band, who is a partner at a record label, she's gonna hear it. She's gonna be there, and she's gonna be like, "We need to sign you guys."
Right.
And hey, like, you know, when it comes to like when you're doing art stuff, like, you know, whether it be music, painting, drawing, story writing, you have to be optimistic. You know, you have to at least hope for something.
Oh yeah. No,
You know?
you got to be like unrelentingly optimistic.
Yeah, it doesn't matter like how down bad you are.
Right.
You're like, no, it could only go up from here.
Yep.
And it's funny because like throughout the movie, you know, first like it's like really just like they have this lack of confidence on stage and all that stuff. But their music is actually pretty solid. Everyone who's heard the demo is like, hey, you guys actually are really great.
Right.
Throughout the movie.
And weirdly, each stop they make, UP does something that boosts their confidence by, you know, just selling out their demos, by getting the people to come out and dance, by, you know.
But it also feels like he's because maybe like, okay, so like obviously after the first murder,
Right.
there's like a crossroad they come at.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, well, because UP is like, listen, you know, if you guys don't want to keep traveling with me, we could just call it here. I'll, you know, you take all your stuff out, and I'll drive into the sunset.
Right.
Right. But they're like, no, let's, all right,
Yeah.
let's keep going.
It was kind of like my brain, they didn't, but it was almost like they had like done the ritual and been like,
Right.
I will sell my soul to become a famous rock star.
Yeah.
And then the devil comes and he's like, well, I'll help you in each of these places, but you gotta you remember you owe it all to me kind of thing.
Yeah, because he gets more entitled as they keep going along, right?
You have to give me a sacrifice at each place, or you just have to not leave me when I sacrifice somebody else from the hunger. You know?
Yeah, and it's funny because like it feels like because at the beginning of the movie they had such low self-confidence,
Right.
that they see UP doing this, because even before he was doing this, like the people that did have the demo, they would come up to the band like, hey, I heard you guys' demo, you guys are pretty great.
Right. Yeah.
This is before even UP tried to help them do stuff. But, they're like, oh, yeah, Judy's kind of awkward with all the customers. Mel is like, hey, you got to stop trying so hard. Everybody can smell the desperation on you. But UP is like, yeah, I did all this for you guys. You guys are my bands. You guys are my friends.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it definitely does feel like something like, because they kind of took the easy way out. Even though they had the talent, they were slowly getting this recognition.
Right.
They're like, well, this is so much easier.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
Because
You get some other ones, and it's like the devil gives you like, possessed instruments, and you're like, hey, as long as you're playing my guitar, nothing but
hits.
Nothing but hits.
Yeah, you guys aren't gonna do nothing but shred.
This was a much more believable devil, just kind of like,
Yeah.
I am the everyman, but
Right.
somehow I will make things better.
He's like a pedophile. Just like the grooming aspect of it, right? Because like even like during one of the first times that like the other bandmates see him kill,
Right.
was like at the parking lot. I think it was after Piss Army's spot.
The metalheads.
Yeah, the metalheads. They come over, which I was like, I feel like this is an exaggeration, or like,
Totally. But yeah.
but they like these metalheads come to a random like rest stop, and then they take out a boombox and just start like, head banging, mosh pitting with the two of them. And they chuck a beer can at Max's head. I was like, oh no, that's so sad. And UP's like, oh, it's almost 12 o'clock. Okay.
Let me go over here and have a conversation with these metalheads.
Yeah, and at first he's pretty cordial.
Right.
He's like, you guys, come on, man. Like, people, we're gonna try to go to sleep now. Can you guys keep it down? And they're like, you shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And he's like, okay. And then he like wolfs out or whatever.
Yeah.
The punch that he eats literally was hilarious. I was like, and then Max and Mara are like, fucking awesome.
Right. Yep.
Oh man. It was, and that was like, it also feels like, oh, this is an acceptance.
Yeah.
And even if like maybe he's not the devil, maybe this isn't like a devil situation. You let this being find some sort of acceptance.
Right.
He's gonna hold on to you guys, even if it's by like
right. Because who's gonna accept that?
Right.
Who's gonna be like, yeah, I'm just hanging out with a murderer?
Yeah. And I'm like, every time I killed, it was for you guys. Yeah. I was protecting my friends.
Yep.
So it's it's a kind of a tough situation. Now, if the ending. Let's talk about the ending. So, like, Judy sees, it seems like they're picking up right where they're left off. They probably even got more fans now.
Right.
Because, like, oh, man, this punk rock band Doug went to jail for possible murder spree. Dude.
Right. So, again, there's you got Uncle Pecker. He's just like, look how big I made you. But now you owe me a whole audience worth of sacrifice.
So, like,
go
ahead.
I was like, but on the other hand, you also had the drummer was like, hey, I heard your demo, and I think you guys are great. I think we definitely could work something with you.
Yeah.
And that was before they played with them. So it was like, did they sell their soul to the devil, wink, wink, when they were already good enough to make it on their own?
You never know, because maybe she didn't hear, maybe because like of the things that they were doing, maybe the demo doesn't get passed to them because UP wasn't there to sell the
right,
the demos,
or
right?
was it just Amir who was like the promoter who was just
right,
like, yeah, your demo was good, I passed it on.
Yeah,
you don't know,
you never know,
so
right?
it's
No, so like the ending, it's kind of, you could say it's up for debate. Like, did it happen? Was it in her head? Because, obviously you're going to, like, feel a bunch of trauma from this situation.
Right.
Even though maybe now you guys are more famous, but, like, the things that happened before you got famous is kind of, like, traumatizing.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Total PTSD
But,
from that.
simple solution, though. Stop having these concerts at midnight.
That is true.
You
Yes.
start at 7.
Right.
Done at 8,
you're,
10.
You're a day band from now on.
Right? Or just you tell your fans, like, what's more punk rock than having
Playing at midnight is playing at noon.
the more yeah, man, doing these day festivals, yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, in my head, I was like, maybe it happened. Obviously, now it's going to be a huger deal because it's like, 40 people die at punk rock like audience.
Right. But does that just make them bigger?
Exactly. We don't.
Oh my God! This is the band who was playing at that slaughter. Now your name's worldwide.
But no, right. Everyone's like, I don't know if I want to go there. Or more people are like, I have to go there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Murder band, let's go.
New name, sorry, out, murder band in.
Yep.
I kind of want to believe that it did happen, but now you're just a day band, So you start at 4, end at 7.
Yeah.
You're doing music festivals now. That's it. He can't eat all those people.
For Life is Beautiful. Yeah, you're like, I want to be early half, pre-sunset.
Just right at golden hour. We're gonna give you a tight 45.
Yep.
7 to 7:45.
Right.
Because
Packed up off stage by 8. We're gone.
We're gone in the wind. But if something's living, there's got to be a way to kill it. We don't know though. We don't know how it's gonna happen.
It's interesting though, because I also like I never really, you think about like a band and you're just like, oh, they play and then like they go to a venue, but like, yeah, I guess you go and you when you're starting off, you go and you play at somebody's, your cousin's birthday party, and you start playing at like a bar to 7 people, to try to like just get the experience, get your name out there.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you don't start off with,
festivals.
You're like, hey, Taylor Swift, let me be your opening act. I'm ready to play for 10,000 people.
Yeah, unless you got a solid connect,
Right.
You're like, hey, I work at the, the strip, man. If you just make the right connections, you could possibly squeeze your way into somebody's opening.
That is true. Right? They say in Vegas, it's all about who you know, not what you know.
Exactly. All right, guys, we're coming to our hour. We want to go ahead and thank you guys. Preemptively thank you guys before we give our reviews out. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, make sure to check out our other months. We got Nicolas Cage month. We have Shakespeare month. We have Festival de Cons.
Ninja month.
Musical month. Nicolas Cage month. We always got the holidays.
Oh, yep.
Always got the holidays for you guys. Make sure to check that out. If this is the first time
at least the 2 real holidays, Christmas and Halloween.
Oh man! But if this is the first time you guys are joining us, we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We got Stream It, DVD, Blu-ray It, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where you at with this one?
Oh, we're starting off strong. I'm with the critics on this. 100% Rotten Tomato score. Yeah, this is all Blu-ray. All Blu-ray all day long.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy pickup. It's a dark comedy. It's funny. It has a great soundtrack.
Yes, and the Blu-ray should come with the soundtrack.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, hey, sorry. Quick fun fact. The guy Max is actually in a band.
Oh,
he's like a stand-up comic kind of, and like a Broadway performer.
Oh,
but he is in a band. $500. Check him out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now your review.
It's a great dark comedy. It has great practical effects.
Blood squirting is beautiful.
The poop too. It's funny. Judy's she's kind of an insufferable character at points in time of the movie. Pretty pretentious. You know, when Max tries to put his like mixtape in, she's like, "No, your mixtapes are trash. Mine are carefully curated. They tell a story. You put the same song twice on the same side."
Yeah. Oh, I used to hate it when my friends did that. Oh my goodness.
You know, sometimes a song is so good. You know, a lot of you guys won't understand this this hardship. But you know, before when you had to like, if you wanted to listen to the song again.
Yeah,
you had to rewind it.
Right.
And sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to rewind it. What if the tape snaps? So then you got to go all the way to the end of that tape, flip it over, listen to the B side, go all the way back, and then go. Because fixing tape sometimes is a hassle.
Yeah.
Or you're definitely going to hear the skip.
Yeah. Or the this is the wrinkle.
Yeah, she's kind of a hassle to deal with. Like the reviews did say, she is sort of the mom, less punk rock, more mom, soccer mom. She's keeping everybody sort of in line, making sure that everyone's doing what they need to do. But yeah, I think it's a fun watch. It's not, you know, it's a hour and 30 plus minutes.
Right. We did pre-warn you that there's a couple bloody scenes and there is a
poop scene,
explosive diarrhea scene. But if you are okay with those, I would absolutely recommend this.
This is definitely an easy watch for you guys. All right, guys. Well, make sure to check out down below. We have all of our Amazon affiliate links. Make sure to help us reach our goal of 2 steaks at Texas Roadhouse. We definitely want to put that on the Instagram and Twitter for you guys when we finally reach that goal someday.
Yep. Yeah, we're dressing up. We're going fancy.
Yeah, Canadian style.
And of course, we got our social medias, our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and please interact with us.
We would tell definitely
us
like it.
Yeah, tell us what you like and what you don't like, and like and share and subscribe and all that kind of stuff.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watched This. If you guys want to check it out as a theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album, Music for Podcast 3, and our Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.